And you know what? I see a red box on my screen. It states we are live. I'm checking my host manual. Turns out that means we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. And before we get too far into it, I'm going to put our guest on the spot and see if he would do the honors as if he needs one. Would you mind doing the honors of introducing yourself, fine sir?
Oh, sure. I am Taylor of a music band called His Golden Messenger.
Yes, you are, man, and you guys have delivered, man. Just a little background for everyone, for those of you that might not be in the know, but his Golden Messenger is an incredibly long running musical project, man, just delivering some amazing music, led by MC, based in North Carolina, my state as well. Singer, songwriter, producer, emerging from Americana folk and roots tradition. This project has evolved to over more than a decade. Now I think we're closing in at close to 20 years, which is mind blowing. And MC can, could fill us in exactly, but hard to believe. And he's one of the most respected voices in contemporary Americana music, and blends over multiple generations for that matter. He's got that classic singer-songwriter influence and puts his stamp on it. Deeply personal, socially reflective songwriting. And let me tell you, he and his Golden Messenger have delivered an absolutely brilliant new record. Perfect timing in my book. We're celebrating this release of his Golden Messengers album entitled I'm People. So, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Let's kick this show off. And Brendan, if you would, please roll the video.
Thank you, Steve. You made it very easy for me.
All right, I'm amped up to 12. Why 12? It's one more than Nigel's 11. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the movie. But man, I'm super psyched. I've been looking forward to hosting this show. Steve Harkins here from the Rock and Roll Channel Talk Shop Live. And once again, please welcome the magnificent, the one, the only MC Taylor from his Golden Messenger. MC, thanks so much for taking time out from your busy schedule to spend some time with us. Really appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Where do we find you today?
I'm in my studio in Durham, North Carolina. I can duck out of the way a little bit.
Love it.
A piano in there and some drums, and yeah.
Great ambiance. Seems like that would be inspirational.
It's the best. I would never leave this space if I didn't have people prying me out of here.
I understand. So the pandemic was not an issue for you. It actually maybe was
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of weeks were okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the following couple of years were a little rough.
Yeah, cabin fever is going to set in no matter what kind of vibe you're surrounded when you're encompassed by four walls or enclosed within four walls. It tends to get pretty tight and claustrophobic. Man, fans, I just want to tell everybody that if you'd like to ask MC Taylor a question or you have a comment, use the chat function. We'll get to as many as possible. And MC, I say this with all sincerity, and I mention it to the majority of the guests, but you're often associated as an entertainer or providing entertainment. But man, in this day and age, what you provide, I think, is extraordinarily important and really necessary, considering the contentious climate we're in. And it's the one common thread I think that we have these days, which is music. You bring people together, through your message, man. It's just some great lyrical messaging that you provide for us and your music and your art. And I just wanted to just tell you, thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've never thought of myself as an entertainer.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So we won't see that on your business card. Yeah, that's good news. I feel better already.
Put that on my gravestone.
Yeah, it's great. So listen, congratulations, man, on this fantastic album on People. You've got to feel really, really good about this one. You guys delivered a great record.
Thank you. Yeah. I think we achieved what we set out to do. I should say this record was produced by my dear friend Josh Kaufman and myself. So when I say we, I'm often referring to the collective opinions of Josh and myself.
Got it. So props to Josh. We'll touch on the production in a minute, which is really amazing. But I'm wondering if, for those that may not be in the know, can you share kind of the origin of his Golden Messenger? As I said, I think I did the math, and it looks like I think next year you'll be celebrating 20 years. Is that right?
I mean, I have never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always think of his Golden Messenger to me. Feels like a musical project that still feels like very young. I don't really have any reason to feel that way other than maybe music does something to me that makes me feel sort of invigorated or inspired. So like I still think of like, oh yeah, His Golden Messenger could play that cool show. Like we're kind of a new band too.
It
But
makes perfect sense.
I know
It
that
does.
maybe yeah, technically I've been doing it for a long time, but like I'm doing this for life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um so in those terms it's still like I'm still in my youthful years.
It
But
does make
anyway,
yeah.
so to answer
Yeah.
your question, His Golden Messenger is a sort of name that I came up with um when I was living in San Francisco. I was getting ready to move to North Carolina. And I had already been making music and writing songs that sort of existed in the realm of what Hiss has become. It wasn't as accomplished. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I hadn't found my voice exactly.
Yeah.
I was kind of like searching for themes that I could like hold on to for a really long time. So I was evolving in other words. But the band that I was playing with, that I was the singer for, sort of wound down, and I just was like, well, obviously I'm gonna keep making music, but I'm gonna do something that is not a band, not a it's not His Golden Messenger is not really a democracy. In this case, I think that's a good idea. Although generally speaking, I believe democracies are very important.
For the record. Yeah.
In this case, just in terms of like consistency of vision and voice, I just needed to have a project that was like I was the captain of the
Yeah.
ship. And with that position comes all the not fun parts of
No
it as
doubt.
well. So
Yeah.
so that's what I have been doing since that time, is sort of running this the good ship His Golden Messenger, and writing songs and playing music with my friends.
Yeah, it's great, and, it's not often you'll get into an argument with yourself, so it's a good call, I think. But I have to say, you kinda came from a somewhat fertile musical atmosphere in San Francisco, and then you moved to Durham. Uh, what called you out to Durham? Was it for occupationally, or was for atmosphere change, or
Um, the um, the short answer is I went to graduate school.
okay.
The longer answer is that I was searching for like the source. Um, and as a musician that makes music very indebted to American music, like if you go down the rabbit hole, not even that deep in
Yeah,
American music, you find that a lot of the stuff that has been most resonant over the years, I think, has roots in the South. I always felt that. And I had been through the South on tour many times, certainly been through North Carolina many times. And I thought, like, if I'm going to continue on my path of like learning to play like the people on the records that I really love. I
Yeah.
want to be like I want to be close to the source. I don't want to I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in a genuine way if it's like secondhand. Now, lots of people have done that, but and then that's totally cool. But like for me, I just
Yeah.
feel like I needed to be close to the source.
And
And you know, that's kind of like a naive way to think about it. And in some ways it was naive. In some ways it was like kind of prescient on my part,
yeah.
for reasons that I can't explain.
Well, clearly you found your place. I mean, you call obviously you call Durham home now.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so let's talk about your approach to the album. And just curious, you've made a major shift. I mean, you had a long run with your last record company, and now you're on a new label, Chrysalis. Did that have play a role in terms of how you approach the album, or was that is that just merely a strategic or business decision?
Yeah, I think subconsciously they're probably, well, I know, I mean, consciously I know this now, but I think that I was searching for, among other things with this record, like just a sense of freshness, of like re-energizing, rejuvenating, which was, part of the reason that I left Merge Records for Chrysalis. I love Merge and consider them family, and always will. And the music that they've put out, just for me as a listener, has been so formative for me for like my entire life. So
Yeah,
um, I'm always gonna fly the Merge flag. But my record contract with them was done, and I thought like maybe I should try something else, just to see, just to see what happens. Um, Yeah. So, but I think like with that sense of like, I'm going to open a new chapter here, was also this feeling of like, I'm going to make the best record that I possibly can so that when Chrysalis and myself step out into the world with this new music, um, there's not a doubt in my mind that it's the best that I could make at that moment in time, which I think I achieved.
I'll tell you what, from an outside observer, having lived with the record for a few weeks, you have. I mean, it's a brilliant record, and the production is absolutely stellar. And you mentioned Josh, was involved in co-producing with you, and I don't think musician if non-musicians, I should say, those that haven't had the experience of producing a record or recording or writing songs for that matter, understand that in some cases it takes discipline. But what's great about the production is there's wonderful embellishments, but and it helps bring the songs to life. But it starts with the song. The songs have to be there, but they breathe, and I think that's largely because it's easy to overproduce a song or an album. Sometimes it takes discipline to make sure that you're not overdoing it, and it just feels like these songs come alive because they're not overproduced. But the production, at the same token, I think is stellar.
Well, I have to give Josh Kaufman most of the credit for that. Like I would say what he brought to this project, like aside from just friendship and like a truly incredible musicality, is he brought a perspective, a sort of distance that I just don't have with this stuff because I'm so deeply enmeshed in it.
Yeah,
um Before we step into the studio with the band to start recording, I've already been in deep with these songs for a year,
right,
sometimes more.
right.
So Josh was integral in like having this vision that was true to my voice and my themes, but at the same time giving it like some tweaking that came from a more objective place. So
Yeah.
I can give you an example of that. Um, when we started talking and really started getting into the nuts and bolts, he said, like, one thing that we're going to do with this record that I really want to do with this record is I want your voice loud and I don't want it processed. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to hear the slapback that has been a part of so many His Golden Messenger records. You know, as a way probably for me to like sort of hide my voice a little
I
bit.
understand. Yeah.
So Josh was like, "We're gonna you're gonna keep your, I want to keep your voice naked and loud and right up front. I want people to be able to hear the words. Um, I want people to be able to discern what you're saying." And I was like, you know, it's such a small, in a way, it's like such a small shift
Yeah.
that we're talking about, but it felt so. I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. It's
But
like
like
you're exposed, you're naked, right?
he was like right on the money. Like
Yeah.
he nailed it, and he knew that like before we even stepped into the studio. So yeah, like Josh deserves a ton of credit for what he brought to this record. Like no doubt about it. It wouldn't be the same record without him. Certainly not.
A and again, and for those that haven't had that experience of, recording, their own vocals, it it can be unnerving, you do feel exposed, and so it's a natural, desire to want to drench it in some reverb or whatever, to because it's hard to hear your own voice no matter how great it may seem to the rest of the world. I mean, it's just an uncomfortable experience.
Yeah.
And you've got so many records under your belt, and to still have to deal with that kinda speaks to how
Uh,
challenging that could be.
it's funny, right? It's just like I don't know that I don't know that that a human being is meant to hear their voice that loud and recorded that perfectly all day long for, you know, however many weeks or months it takes to make a record. It's just
Yeah.
sort of natural.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt for sure. Hey, take us through the process of songwriting. I'm always fascinated with this, and again, as I said earlier, I mean, the material just, is top notch. It's ju the songs top to bottom are great. Do you I often refer to as like a vessel where you're like the chosen one, even though you made a conscious decision to pursue, becoming a musician and sharing it with the rest of the world. But do you get random ideas, whether it's a melody line or maybe you hear a chord progression or it's a lyric, and it just seems like it comes out from the ether, and that becomes kind of like the seed that starts, the song process, the songwriting process, or are you more of like somebody who sits at the table and says, "Okay, today we're gonna try to come up with some ideas and see if we land on a song," or is it a combination of both?
It's sort of both. I would say like historically, maybe more the former. Like I'm just kind of pulling together pieces, whether those be like melodic fragments or a phrase or a set of chords with a melody over the top.
Yeah,
That's often where it starts. But sometimes I can just, you know, like I do some co-writing, and co-writing is essentially like sitting down with someone else and just like giving yourselves the task of writing a song. I do it like that too. Maybe not as much though. Yeah. So I mean, I carry around like, I don't know if I have one of them around. Let's see. Oh yeah. This really has been like
yeah,
my
the
thing
black
that
book.
I always have, that's like totally important, and I have to. So like this one is, I don't know if I dated it, but I can usually like look and kind of remember where I was. This is a notebook that is definitely from the like I'm People era. It just happens to be sitting here.
Oh, great.
Um And there's a million notes in here that like
I
just,
love that.
you know, they're fragments really. At this point in my life, like I'm sort of writing in fragments and just starting to like tug on them a little bit and see what comes out. So like I can tell you that the title track of I'm People, um the first stanza goes something like, I waited for the feast in a long line. A local band played the song just right. You know, it goes on. And I'm seeing here it says, waiting for the feast in line with the rest.
Yeah.
To be near people, to be near the crowd, take me out in the crowd. Okay, so
Yeah.
I can like look at this and be like, yeah, this is the page that I was on when I started writing that song, I'm People.
I love
It took
that.
a while. It took a while to like tease the idea out. But yeah. So I don't know, like I need one of these and I need a guitar and I need a pen, and that's kind of like where it starts
Y-
generally.
Appreciate the insight. Really, it's fascinating. And I'm going to go on a limb and say, you know, when you're on the road, when you leave the tour bus or checking out of a hotel, you probably make sure the first thing you check is your black book, even more so than your wallet.
Yeah, and you know, I lost one time and it was devastating.
I'll bet. I know. I can imagine. Yeah, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. Let's hear from the fans. Man, we got a number of them here. Crooked Saint is here, just calling you out, saying, "Man, all-time great songwriter." London Carey wants to know what's for lunch today. You don't have to answer that. I just thought it'd be good to throw it out there.
Oh yeah, I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I'll have to see what's in the fridge.
Yeah, as a musician, songwriter, and producer, you have no semblance of time, right? Lunch could be like 7 in the evening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about a shot of espresso right now, actually.
There we go. That sounds good.
Mm.
That's our new world order happy hour. It's never too early for that. That's for sure. Darren Mackin is saying hello from Belfast, Ireland. Not surprised, man, that you're
Oh,
global. Look at that. And this is Jessa LaRosse saying, "Hey, bud, it's excited to tune in."
howdy.
Allison's saying hello, Stephen MC. Thanks for being here, Allison. You know, we were effectively shutting down the workforce, MC, by having this show at 2 in the afternoon. So the
It's
country may
Friday.
not. Yeah, it's Friday, man. You know, they've got a free pass as far as we're concerned. You know, the world will survive. That's for sure. In fact, I think the world will actually thrive. Leah, Alicia, thanks so much for being here. Mitch wants to know if there's a song on the album that surprised you while writing or recording it.
Um, I would surprise might be a strong word, but like I would say that the title track again, I'm People. Um, you guys haven't heard it yet, but like uh, we tried that song in a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
We weren't sure like what the sonic personality of that song wanted to be, whereas most of the other tunes we recorded, we kind of like had a pretty good sense of where we were going to go with them, what we were going to ask the rhythm section to play, and so on and so forth. But with I'm People, we just were kind of like we took the, you know, I have a demo of it that sounds nothing like the finished product.
hmm,
Um, and so like the big like crazy horse sort of guitars
yeah,
that happen, that was kind of like a new personality for the song that hadn't been there before, that I really like now and feel like is pretty integral to the emotional uh emotional bandwidth of that tune. But that was just something that Josh was kind of like, what if I just turn my guitar up really loud and just do this sort of like crunchy guitar thing? And then we listen back, uh, that being just one of many ways that we did that song, and we're like, that's the way right there.
And that's the magic of the process, isn't it? Sometimes you stumble on these things and you say, okay, that's the direction we're going in now.
Totally, but you have to be open to that.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially when you live with the song on your own for some time before you're opening it up to Jason or Josh, I should say. Today
Yeah.
we're celebrating the forthcoming release of his Golden Messenger entitled "I'm People." MC Taylor and company have delivered a brilliant album, and as I said, one we really need right now. The album releases Friday, May 1st. Where Rock and Roll Channel fans on TalkShopLive can purchase their copies right here, right now. And as MC's way of thanking you, fine fans, he's graciously agreed to sign a limited number of copies on both vinyl and CD. Here on Talk Shop Live, to order your copies, hit the shop button on Talk Shop Live. If you're on socials, Facebook and Instagram, comment the word shop and we'll DM you a link. Just click it. And if you're on YouTube, just click the link inside the description. The rest is quick, easy, and pain-free, unlike the slight arthritic condition that MC may have developed signing for you fine fans, but I have it on good authority he's well on his way to recovery, and it's a small price to pay for thanking the fans. Right, MC?
That's correct.
And with that, everyone, there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate the wonderful artistry of his Golden Messenger and, of course, MC Taylor than by owning a copy of this great new album. Hey, let's say we check out some music. You good with that, MC?
That sounds great.
Awesome. So this is the opening track from the album. And the album, again, is I'm People. Here's in the middle of it. Brendan, if you would, please roll the digital.
Even the rocks were dreaming on the darkest of morning. The Portly Rose, she kept on running. Run so true, I was a voice in the chorus. Then the cornflower bloom dropped me in the middle of it. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Well, hearts run wild under the sawdust moon. At the foot of a mountain, I'll see you when I see you. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one.
First thing you learn immediately appearing here on Talk Shop Live, MC, is that fans get exceptionally pissed off at me because I cut off a great track right in the middle and they don't get to hear the whole thing. But for those of you fans that have been here before, you know how it works. You got to buy the album to hear the rest of it. That's kind of how it
I mean,
works.
what are we supposed to do? Just sit here and listen to the whole thing?
Yeah, some people are gonna go damn straight. That's what we're supposed to do. But I'll tell you what, man, love the opening fade in. I don't think we caught it on the edit, but
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. And then it's an instant classic in my book out of the gate. Such a feel good vibe, the arrangement, the production really stands out. Simply a great song, man, and also terrific vocal arrangement as well. And you know, the mark of a great song, MC, in my book is when the bridge delivers and takes it to another level. Sometimes that's just kind of like that necessary evil, like, oh, we got to have a bridge, and you kind of shoehorn it in, you know, you force feed it. But the top to bottom, man, just and I love that killer answer and call vocal at the end, which of course nobody heard, but they will when they buy the album.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, I have some friends singing on that actually. the Goldsmith brothers from Dawes. If I'm sure some people on here know those dudes, amazing
Absolutely.
band.
Yeah.
And my old friend Eric Johnson from the Fruit Bats, who is
Oh,
another
great.
great, incredible singer. So I was able to rope in a bunch of friends for that.
You're holding on to a guitar. You're not planning on smashing it like Pete Townsend, are you? By the way,
No, man, I don't. You don't do that to a guitar.
I'm with you. No offense to
That's
the
like
great Pete.
that's a little kid stuff.
Yeah, yeah, not responsible. That's for sure.
Nah, man, nah. You don't treat a holy relic like that.
You and I told
No, I
you and I.
just you know what it is. It's I just picked this up from the guy that like fixes all my guitars, Clay.
It's a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, he did an amazing job. But it's also, when I'm doing something high stakes with technology like we're doing right now, it's
Yeah.
helpful to hold something that gives me comfort.
Especially when a human isn't in the within instant, distance to be able to reach out. Yeah, that's the next best
Yeah.
thing for sure. No doubt. Uh, yeah, and people can't see what I'm holding on to, and I'm just gonna leave it, at that, but I totally understand. Let's check out another track from his Golden Messages forthcoming new album, I'm People, another great one. Who You Gonna Run To? Once again, Brendan, if you would please roll the digital.
On Tuesday night at the by and by, in the fiddles and the sawdust, hard as it's been for everyone, never felt so perfect. Where you gonna run to? Who you gonna run to? What makes you feel so alive? Is who you gonna run to? Every matchbox dude with a crooked smile got a heart that needs protecting. Make me a lattice of your inmost light. All that wind's never gonna catch me. Where you gonna run to? Who you gonna run to? What makes you feel so alive? Is who you gonna run to? The Joker moon hangs on the mountain, coast to coast through the static. As the midnight poet philosophizes all night long, I never felt so perfect.
That's from I'm People, Who You Gonna Run To, man. Love the subtle parts that color this track. Wonderful vocal. Man, hooks are undeniable and really nice enhancement. I'm not sure if we captured it because once again, Steve rudely cut off the track, but there's some wonderful brass placement in here. And this one, MC feels so familiar for all the right reasons. I mean, no plagiarism, but again, the mark of a great song is when you connect to it right away because it just feels familiar.
I was talking to someone yesterday about the feeling as a songwriter. I've had this in my life, where you'll write a song and you'll think to yourself, that has to exist.
Yeah.
And then you'll go to your friends, your other music obsessive friends, and show them the chords and the melody, and just go like, what is this? I feel like I've heard this.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, someone will be able to confirm, like, no, that I don't know. I think that's something new. It's like, how is that possible? But it is. That's like the beauty of music. Certainly the beauty of like writing songs is coming upon something that feels familiar, but it's new.
Exactly right, and it's harder and harder these days. I know you don't look backwards, you know, and in retrospect, you think forward, which is makes all the sense in the world. But, you know, when you consider the history of songwriting, you know, it could be overwhelming, you know, it could almost cripple one in terms of, like, creativity if you think about it too much. You just gotta let it flow, right? And what comes out, comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's best to not, as you're writing a song, to not consider the history of songwriting.
Yeah. Not advisable. The
Just
gospel
pretend like no song has ever been written.
There we go, the gospel according to MC Taylor. Man, let's check got a round a roll, man. We gotta play another great track, again, from I'm People, and for those of you, if you haven't already, pre-ordered a copy, you need to do that. The man's taken out, his time of the day to share his passion and talk about this, and, you notice there was no cover charge. This isn't a streaming service, you don't pay for it, and there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate what the man brings to the table than by owning a copy of his passion work, and in this case, I'm People. Here's another great track entitled Shaky Eyes. Once again, Brennan, if you would please roll the digital.
Last night everybody loved me, and nothing hurt too much. Been hiding out in rooms with no names. Michael's getting hooked on the stuff. Nobody's been to the bottom, but baby, have you heard? Let me be the one with the shovel. Let me do my work. I traded my western sky for a pair of shady eyes. Gotta be some kind of reason. Crusade, children going by. Don't everybody cry. I'll come running whenever you need me. There's rain in Mexico City, La Condesa soaking wet. Oh, they're struggling down Houston town. Their lay bakes like a forgotten cake. I'm still dancing right in the middle of the room. Jesus Christ, won't you give me an answer? Oh, whatever you're thinking, I already know. You got nothing to match my nothing. I traded my western sky for a pair of shaky eyes. Gotta be some kind of reason.
You know, a number of things stand out on this track, that Shaky Eyes, man. Gorgeous guitar chording, man, and also the tone on the guitar
Thanks.
really stands out. It was exceptional.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, that's Josh and I playing together.
it's beautiful, and man, love the vocal harmonizing as well, another standout, and again, it just a great musical vibe. This one feels like an American Heartland instant anthem. I mean, that was my takeaway from it, and, MC, as I listened to this album, they all of these tracks just feel conducive to really translating well live, man. I could feel myself transposed, in a club or in a hall, with you playing these songs, man, and just putting a smile on everyone's faces, even though some of the messaging might be a little intense in some cases. And I also wanted to call out your lyrics, are exceptional on this album. They really stand out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think I'm trying to do like all the things, I'm trying to like encompass all of the things that I love about music with this, which is like a music that has a really deep pocket
Yeah.
and a really beautiful sense of swing. And we spend a lot of time on the rhythm section and the way the rhythm section is working and where we're putting the kick drum and what is happening on the hi-hat. We spend a lot of time on that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that there's more to it for me. There's like just the poetry of the tunes, um, or the attempted poetry. I mean, I feel like sometimes I never quite find the way to say the thing I'm trying to communicate,
Yeah.
um, but there's a lot of poetry in my life. Like this whole studio, you can't see this. Well, you can kind of see that bookshelf back there. All of
Yeah.
those are, this whole house is full of poetry and records and books and fiction. And um, like, I love language. I love the way that words can feel as you're saying them, and the way that we can elevate everyday language into something almost like sacred, right?
Yeah.
So that's my biggest piece of well, maybe not my biggest piece, but that's one of the biggest things that I have to focus on as a songwriter, is that I am singing something that feels emotionally resonant for me,
Yeah.
that feels like real, that I'm saying something real, that connects with me. Because if it's not resonating or connecting with me, it's not gonna hit with people outside of this room.
That's right.
Like, and that's something that I've had to learn. You know, you can't trick other people into vibing with a song that you've written if you yourself don't believe it.
Well said. That makes a lot of sense. It's gotta resonate with you first and foremost. Otherwise, you're forcing it, and it's gonna come across as insincere, and it's not gonna connect with the
Right.
outside world. You're
That's
yeah.
right.
Makes perfect sense for sure. I'll tell you what else makes perfect sense, buying this album. And, look, I don't wanna come off, as like a QVC or Home Shopping Network, all with all due respect to, those folks, man. This is about sharing the passion, and this album, I'm People, comes out, Friday, May 1st. I'm telling you, top to bottom, this man has delivered, an amazing record, and, it will enhance your quality of life, no question about it. To order copies, just hit the shop button on TalkShopLive. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, comment the word shop and we'll DM you a link. Just click it. If you're watching on YouTube, just click the link in the description. The rest is quick and easy. And MC has graciously agreed to sign a limited number of copies of vinyl and CDs. Once they're gone, they're gone. This is an album you'll keep coming back to over and over again, and it'll be an heirloom as well for sure. Mercy Avenue, man, I love the rhythmic vibe, beautiful, atmospheric, uh, uh, vibe. As I was saying, man, it's just enhanced with these subtle instrumental riffs, and for example, there's sax that's really placed in a wonderful way throughout the song, rather than
Yeah.
again overloading it, to the point where it's just too much. And that's what I was talking about, the nuances of this production and arrangement in the album.
Sure. I mean, I again, I think it comes down to like really trusting our collaborators on this record. Like the woodwinds are all played by our friend Matt Douglas.
Yep.
And Matt Douglas has exquisite taste and tone and sense of rhythm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, sometimes, often you don't get all three. Often you have to pick two. You get two of the three. But
Yeah.
in Matt Douglas's case, he's played on his records going back almost to the beginning. Um, so like Josh, he kind of knows the unspoken stuff I'm looking for, which is like, you got to be fully in the pocket. It has to be swinging. Um, and if you can find some harmony that does something to like pull at your heart a little bit, Josh,
Yeah.
Matt Douglas is great at that stuff. And like, I would say, this Mercy Avenue, which again I don't think people have heard yet, but is a deeply personal tune. But it also has connections to music that we really love, like I would say Mercy Avenue, more than probably any other song on this record, was one that we really were thinking about how someone like Van Morrison did it in his heyday, which is
Yeah.
like super swinging music with acoustic instruments, woodwinds, electric bass, some electric guitar. But you know, uh, the picture of the sound is very acoustic. It's live. It's in a room. It's woody, but the rhythm of it is super swinging in
Yeah.
jazzy. It's jazzy. It's like kind of jazz.
Yep. Yeah, and a great lyric too. The boys on the corner been known better than them with the PhDs. Sometimes you do right for nothing on Mercy Avenue, baby. And sonically, is a perfect case study. I have to say to justify an investment in a good pair of headphones. This track,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean this song for sure. There's a lot of stuff buried in the mix, or maybe buried is not quite the right word, but like we recorded this record in this big, beautiful, decommissioned church,
Yeah,
and we were really using that space for Mercy Avenue, for instance. Like I'm playing the guitar and singing in the room with the band. That's what you're hearing on the record, and that's very rare.
it is.
Um, but we wanted to capture just the way that the sound and my voice with all the instruments was kind of swirling around in the room, and it was something that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. This is like hard. This is a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
And Josh Kaufman was like, "You got this, man. You can do it. It's gonna be great."
I
That's
love
sometimes
that.
that's all you need someone to say.
Yeah, even though you're leaning over the ledge, 20-story building, it's like, I got you. You're good.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, but end result is nobody got hurt, man. Quite the contrary, man. You create something beautiful. We talked about the title track, which is just amazing. Again, some great lyrics. I've been knocking on your gate. Did you miss me? I want to have my fortune read. She looked at my hands and was something like pity. And I swear to you, this is what she said. I can tell by your lines that you're in solitary flight. You may be the first true unknown, but baby, pretty soon you're going to need somebody. Nobody makes it alone, man. Great lyric.
Thank you. That's a long rolling couplet.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you what, man, I need my oxygen tank after that one, but it was well worth it. You know, taking a bullet for the team. Seneca, another brilliant track. This is another one that spoke to me. I think just a lot of magic going on there. And we're going to play as the outro another great track, Last Orders. Killer vibe on that one. A lot of energy. This is a real standout in my book. And I know we're breezing through it, man. We could spend at least 2 or 3 hours, I think, man, just drilling through. But I just wanted to touch on each of the tracks because they're all uniquely wonderful. The Gabriel, I had to ask you, was this written as fiction or was this, first person?
I mean, I would say he would kind of like he would maybe sort of deny this a little bit, but Gabriel was the riff for Gabriel. When people hear this song, they'll hear the signature riff that's played on this other guitar in here.
Yeah.
Was written when my son Elijah and I were just up on our deck upstairs, just jamming. He's a great musician. He plays bass, so he was playing bass. We were just kind of messing around. This was
Yeah.
a long time ago, and we just started hitting that riff, and I was like, wait a second, let me record that because I know that I'm gonna want to hold on to that. And I just messed around with it, and I was just thinking about Elijah and my relationship with him. Elijah's my son. He's 17. And he's an amazing person. And thinking about my relationship with my parents and this like long journey that we go on as parents and children of leaving, trying to find our way back in and out and connection and disconnection. And yeah, so that's kind of where that song comes from.
Appreciate the background. Heavy World, man. I got to spend a minute on this one. Brilliant track to me. Speaks to the state we're in. It's an anthem for the time. Storms in the east, fires in the west. I can tell who's in and who's out. Some tried to storm the castle with a bucket on their head and a frying pan. Don't numb yourself to the ache and don't try to understand it. Heavy World, keep on suffering. We're suffering now. It ain't over, man. This is an instant classic, and thanks for this one. I think it's an important track.
Yeah, I really like this one too. I'm not exactly sure like what to make of this particular tune. Like in my universe, this is like Heavy World feels like a single, but
Yeah,
it's not quite that. There's a lot of different disparate pieces and musical voices happening. The rhythm section on this whole record is JT Bates playing drums, dear friend of mine, absolutely legendary drummer from
yeah,
Minneapolis. Like anybody that knows their stuff knows who JT is. And
yep,
and the bass player, I could say the same about the bass player, my friend Cameron Ralston, who lives up in Richmond. So like those two guys are just so top tier. Their sense of rhythm, the way they play together. Um, and this particular one, I feel like they really shine.
yeah,
And um, Cameron is playing this bass line as he often does. That is very indebted to Jamaican music,
mhm,
like reggae and dub music, which uh, is something that he and I both are very obsessive about. I'm very obsessive about roots reggae music, like
yep,
from 1970 to 1987.
yep.
Um, so he played that bass line, and for the longest time, we even had a bet going. We were like, I know that bass line is extrapolating something in like the reggae music canon. We couldn't figure out what it was, so we bet each other. Whoever figures out what it is first buys the other guy dinner. Um, and so he finally figured out what it was. So I gotta buy him dinner.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's gonna order lobster, so we gotta sell some albums here, man. All you gotta do is hit that shop button on Talk Shop Live. That's my cue. Listen, all right, and then some. Man, great lyric there. Spirit Cat, love this track. Upbeat, musically connects with you, and a great vocal. That one I think is worth the price of admission alone. And then there's the closing track, Depends on the River, powerful song. Another Wild Moon is Rising. We're too far to turn back now. How or do we dare to cross it, possessed by such a heavy hour? Baltimore's all on fire. They're trying to burn the whole thing down. And I'm a moth to flame. Where am I going? There's no getting out. Do we dance into the fire, forsake the desire? Are you afraid at the seams and afraid of the meaning? Really powerful track. And to me, that was that was a real obvious choice to have that close this great album.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely, and thank you for this album, and I wanna thank, like, all the fans, Alex, Tyler, Mitch, everybody that's, bought copies. You will not, regret this. This is a record that will speak to you, and again, as MC's way of thanking you, fine fans, he's graciously agreed to autograph a limited number of copies. He wasn't there, where he had, like, worker bees stamping albums. The man truly, signed them. I have it on good authority. Just hit the shop button on Talk Shop Live. And again, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, comment shop. We'll DM you a link. And on YouTube, just click the link, and the rest is easy. So I'm hopeful, MC, that there will be an environment and opportunity for all of us to experience this great music live. So please tell us there are tour dates.
Yes, tons. Tons of tour dates. I'm doing a few shows in early May.
Yep.
We're doing a few things over the summer, but come fall, we're going to be out on the road for a long time, hitting. We'll be all over the place, and new dates are being sort of added and talked about. They will be for a while. Like we're
Well,
about to embark on a big adventure.
That's great news. And it's a secret to successful marriage and family, right? Is to be on the road for long periods of time because it's probably the most unnatural occupation one could choose or be chosen for. There's no roadmap or manual as to how to navigate through that, but it's
Yeah.
not easy. But the hardest part everybody thinks is, oh, you're up there working, for the hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the length may be for the show. It's actually the other 22 hours that is the hard part, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through all different versions of it and all different versions of my feelings about it. But like, yeah, as a family, we've survived and thrived, and you know, super thankful to my wife Abby. We've been together since we were almost kids. So
It's amazing.
she's like watched the whole thing. And are there times when she's like, I can't do this?
Yeah.
Definitely. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
But there's also lots of times, and especially more now as our kids get older, where we're like, this is what we've put together as a life together is really beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that and calling out your wife. I don't know her. I feel like I do. She's the unsung hero here. And
I
speaking of
mean,
unsung,
honestly.
yeah, man, I got your back, MC. Yeah, and I know it's true for sure. And want to thank all the fans for being here, and also for their continued support of MC and his Golden Messenger. And also special thanks to Mike O'Neill for the troubleshooting and everything. Mike, thanks so much. The damage control, and Jordan Jansen, both from the management team, and Ali Schluter, and also Kyle Mamarella, both from Chrysalis, for helping bring us together. And also Jackie Kilmer, Marianne, and Blue Raincoat Music, and our fulfillment partners, Amped and Alliance Entertainment, to Brian, Sandy, Tina, Brad, Joe, Jenny, Lavani, Marty, Kate, Sam, and behind the scenes is always doing a great job, Brendan, Quinn, all from TalkShopLive. But most importantly, to MC Taylor from his Golden Messenger for continuing to provide your musical gifts to all of us. MC, before we part company, any last words you want to share with the fans out there?
I think I'm just very, very excited. I need to keep in mind that most people haven't actually heard this record yet.
Yeah.
It's something that is so familiar to me. But most people just haven't heard the music. And I think that I hope that people will be really excited and energized when they do hear it.
And a lot of the material will be worked into the set for the tour, I'm assuming.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I'll be there for sure, man. So you got one ticket sold, man. You're on a roll for sure. I'm sure there's no problem there. And just want to remind everybody, pick up the new forthcoming album from his Golden Messenger entitled I'm People on TalkShopLive, personally autographed by MC Taylor. While you're at it, pick up copies for your friends and family. It's a unique gift that keeps on giving, and that's the gift of music. And your friends and family will thank you for it. You've worked hard this year. You deserve it. As I said before, I have a good authority. Man, this record will enhance everyone's quality of life. It's an absolutely great record. MC, man, such a pleasure to spend this time. And thank you so much, man. Absolutely love the record and appreciate you doing this tonight or today.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you bet, man. I'll see you on the road. Count on it.
Sounds great.
All right. And with that, everyone, stay safe, enjoy life. Rock on and so long, everybody. Stay tuned for one more track. Thanks, MC.
Thank you.
Simple dreams kept me running from halcyon days filled with majestic light. It was the summer I felt alive.